The woman held her son in her arms in grief, but she doesn't know that the son in her hands isn't hers. The doctor had switched him. She doesn't understand how a child who was still alive and well, how could he be gone so quickly? At that moment, she suddenly remembered that the doctor who was on duty before the accident smelled of alcohol. She suspected that the doctor must have made a mistake because of alcohol and killed her child. In order to find out the truth, Lisa found my best friend, who is a nurse, to ask the doctor about last night. At that time, her friend had already been bribed by the doctor in order to cover up the truth. The nurse said she was overly upset and was hallucinating. The doctor was at the hospital the whole time and didn't go out. It's impossible for him to have been drinking. Lisa was convinced that she was right. She decided to find the doctor and confirm it herself. This made the nurse very anxious. Her daughter was still waiting for Dr. Anna's promise to send her abroad to save her life. Who cares about the relationship between friends? She immediately told her that Lisa had become suspicious and went to confront her. Anna was briefly alarmed, but soon calmed down, thinking that a poor man with no money and no background could do anything to her. And so it was, no matter how Lisa confirmed it. She saw her running back to the hospital in a drunken stupor. Soon after, her own child was pronounced dead. Anna denied that she was at the hospital the whole time, and she even carried out the first rescue measures for her child. She pretended to be sympathetic. She said the hospital would pay for her funeral and pension. She wanted to get rid of Lisa just like that. But for Lisa, who lost her child as a first-time mom, she didn't want to know what happened to her child. She wanted to know what caused her child's death, so that she could send her child away with peace of mind. Since she couldn't get any answers here, Lisa stopped talking and decided to do an autopsy on her child. Anna was horrified. Once an autopsy is performed, then the truth of the accident will come out, and then the consequences would be disastrous. So she tried to stop Lisa, but then she saw her talking to a man. The man was Lisa's husband's best friend Tom. He was also a journalist. Lisa told Tom that she suspected that the doctor was drunk and caused the child's death, but Tom was shocked to hear that the doctor was Anna, because Anna was at the hotel last night, when she was drinking and leaving the hotel last night. But he didn't say anything, and Tom has always been Anna's avid admirer. Seeing this, Anna had an idea. She called Tom to her office alone. She wanted her to talk Lisa out of doing an autopsy on the baby. As the best dog licker of his generation, Tom agreed to do it for the sake of his beloved. Meanwhile, Lisa's husband was still in a coma. This gave Tom a reason to persuade Lisa not to perform an autopsy on the baby, to send the poor child away. Even if it is true that the doctor's delay led to the child's tragedy, you can't do anything about the hospital without any background. If you get into trouble with the hospital because of this, and affect your husband's treatment, it's not worth it. Lisa didn't feel the same way. In the end, she gave up the autopsy for the sake of her child and her husband. Tom, who had accomplished his mission perfectly, wanted to go to Anna to ask for credit, but when he reached the door, he overheard the conversation between Anna and the director.
아기를 바꾸는 게 아니었어.
힘조심해. 바꾸긴 뭘 바꿔? 아기를 바꿔.
Tom couldn't believe that there was such a horrible truth behind the whole thing. Tom wanted to tell his best friend's wife the truth, but he felt that he could use this incident to make a bigger profit. He used the fact that he knew about the switch to force Anna to marry him. And Anna, for her own sake and for the sake of the whole family, even though she was reluctant, she had no choice but to agree to Tom's request. Accepting the reality, Lisa gave away someone else's child in grief, while Tom, who was holding back his laughter but pretending to be sympathetic, looked at Lisa. He said in his heart,
형수님 아기 건강하게 잘 클 겁니다.